Here are just a few tips on how we could make sure that we have a smooth relationship between our elders and our young. So, how to honor our elders, and at the same time, how to listen to our young. Now, we have a saying in our Filipino language, papunta ka pa lang, pabalik na ako. You're just about to go. Just think about a track and field, and the elder's already been around that track a few times. So you're about to go, and I'm about to come back. And it's true that sometimes it is not just per chronological age, but it really depends on our maturity. So as we say, naku, walang kinatandaan, which means in our language that you could be chronologically older, but developmentally you might be stuck. Like you haven't learned your life's lesson. So those things exist. But in general, I'm hoping that as you are maturing, aging, that you're also picking up some valuable lessons for yourself, but also to share to your younger generation. So here are a few ways to also be aware of so that we have a smoother relationship with each other. First of all, to note that we grew up in a different era. So, which means times are different. The needs might be different between the elders and our youth now. Um, what we used to consume, not just food, but like stimulus, okay, the information, how we consume the information, that's totally different. We didn't have our elders when they were younger. They didn't really have the social media. Um, there's also different rules for engagement to how you connect with other people and different acceptable ways of expression. The way we dressed before, me growing up in the Philippines, would be different now how the youth would dress back home. It might be different. Um, and what the word success might mean differently 30, 50, 70 years ago as compared to now. So here are just a few tips. Let me know in the comments if you have anything else that might be helpful to me or helpful to other people. So the first one for the elders. So this is a message for the youth. Part of honoring our elders is to remember them. So whether it's calling Filipino parents or older generation, do really appreciate close physical proximity. So calling, remembering them. And you notice that if you don't call, they might get tampo, right? And it's if it's been so long that you haven't called them, you might want to expect that when you call them, they might get a little upset and irritated, and it might kind of stir you up and make you think, oh, that's why I'm not calling. But that's exactly the opposite of what you should be doing, in which they're giving you a tampo, in which they are expressing that you are important to them, because the usage of tampo is really something you don't use for someone you don't care about. You have a tampo because your feelings have been hurt. You're not really mad, but you sometimes might do parinig, right? It's almost like you're talking to another person when you're want to talk directly to the other person. So that's first. So remember to remember. Remember to remember. You could do that by calling, text, and it's mostly a regular thing rather than it's out of the blue. So that's the first step. The second one is um, you want to communicate that you are not just no man is an island. And so once in a while, when you're telling a story, you want to include your elders, your parents, how they have helped you get to where you are, because that's really the kapwa psychology, right? Like we are in this together. No man is an island. I see you in me and me and you. And so those are music to our parents' ears. And you don't have to exaggerate, but you do want to kind of let them know, not just say them in your head, or if you've said thank you to them, you feel like that's done. They do, it's like a song. And in the song, in our songs, you like it when you repeat the chorus. So it's very similar to that. Another tip, and the final tip I'll give to you prior to the tip that we will give to our elders, is that make them feel needed. So look for something, because they might miss you, but instead of expressing that explicitly, they might have a takbo if you don't call them. So make them feel needed. Look for little things, and that would really ignite their feelings of being connected to you. So now let's go to how we could listen more to our youth. Okay, so the youth also deserves our attention, our affection. So, looking at my notes, first, be interested in their interests. Okay. Not just us, not, of course, parents. As a parent, we might recommend things to our children. But if they're interested in something, they're curious about something, be curious, be present with them. So be interested in what interests them. That gives a feel that they matter, that time is not just passing by. We all need to work, we all need to do dishes, all the things na kailangan natin gawin, but at the same time you could stop, because everything else we could do, but you matter to me. So that's what it communicates to our young. Next, give them the agency to choose. When we say agency, they have the ability to create their life, even though, of course, this is should be developmentally appropriate. So what a 4-year-old options that you give a 4-year-old will be different with the 17-year-old. So be developmentally appropriate, but still give them the agency, the option. You can ask, anak, which one is better, this one or this? So you can maybe give them different options that is also favorable to you, but also it allows them to feel like their vote counts. Okay, that's very important. So that's how we listen, and also honor the youth as we want to be honored as elders. The last tip that I would give you is, if for the elders, the tip was to make them feel needed. So youth, make your elders feel needed. But for our elders, ask the youth for help. It really would boost their esteem. That's a real tip. If you're a parent and you notice that sometimes you might mention your child's name a little bit more often because maybe they're doing something and you're just trying to teach them, and now you catch yourself and you want to build up your child's esteem, the best way is to actually ask them for help, even for little things, especially if they could be successful. So do that for your children. Anak, pwede ba? Fill in the blank. Do this for nanay, for mom, do XYZ. These are few tips shared below, to make the world a better place. We could think about things outside that we should hope can change for the better. But the one that's more sustainable and feasible is the things that are in our immediate space. And so I'm sharing this. I hope this has been helpful. I'm Roanne Samuels. I'm a licensed psychotherapist. Go check out the calamansijuice.com for many articles I've written in the past and in the current. Maraming pong salamat. Ingat!